Daddy, I don't want to keep score.
You don't have to keep score.
We're keeping score.
No, you don't.
Where can you find World War II history that's fun for kids and adults right here in Central Texas? Let me tell you all about it.
Play. Sam, you keep your score. You don't have to keep everyone else's.
Lindsay and I have kept driving past this interesting looking site on 1626 in North Buda. So we stopped to talk to the owners and found out that it's their World War II museum along with Playscape and mini golf course. Owner Rachel McKinney talks about how she and her husband Brian got this idea to build it from the ground up.
We were in small business before. We were in the automotive industry, and my husband was just starting to get super burned out. He had done it for a really long time. And I began to pray that God would give him a vision. And about 2 weeks later, he woke up and we were having coffee, and he said, yeah, so I had this dream last night that we were like playing mini golf, but there were World War II planes, and you had like a leaf blower, and it was like we were working together. And then we had like a World War II museum. So that's what I want to do now. And so we just went for it. And one day at a time, one step at a time, it all came to fruition.
For the McKinneys, their work is much more than a way to make a living. The passion comes from their family lineage. Rachel told me about Brian and her family's connections to World War II.
So Brian used to be a history teacher. He was a history major in college. We both have a deep reverence and respect for our veterans. We both come from military families. My dad is a Vietnam veteran. He was a Navy SEAL. His dad was in World War II, Army Air Corps. I mean, my family, it goes back and back and back. And Brian's family as well. His grandfather was General Doolittle's meteorologist. And his great uncle was a flying tiger.
It's obvious that the McKinneys want to meet kids at their level and help them learn about World War II. Rachel talked about the field trips they've hosted so far.
So far we've had like private schools and we've had preschools. But our material here, we have a vocabulary word that's approved with the school district, so it does tie in. So we are hoping and believing that we are going to have field trips that are applicable to, I think it's like 5th graders, 8th graders, and I want to say high school as well.
On the property is a huge playscape modeled after a World War II aircraft. Rachel told me about their choice for this model.
Our playscape is a full-scale replica of a P-51 fighter plane. And it was Colonel Huey Lamb, his plane Etagene. So we touched base with J.H. Woodworks. They are fantastic playscape builders.
In addition to the playscape and mini golf, there's a memorial museum. Rachel explains the kind of experience guests might have.
So we're really for everybody. We're here for veterans to honor them. We're here for their families. We're here for the older generations to kind of hopefully, again, honor them. And just maybe it gives them a nod to like, hey, they do remember. You know what I mean? They do still think about us. So, but then we're here for the kiddos too.
The golf course is full of historical information. Rachel explains how the course was designed.
Here at Memorial Mini Golf, we have 18 holes. They are chronological, battle-wise, throughout World War II, unless it's dedicated to a group of people. So at each hole, there is a write-up about the campaign, the history. That's where you're going to get the vocab word that's tied into the curriculum here in Hays County. And then, so there's some symmetry between the museum and the course. But if you come and just play golf, you'll still get the history if you stop and read the placard.
The McKinney's museum and everything they've built shows their passion for the subject. I asked Rachel if she has anything specific she wants to share about World War II, and she chose to share this quote from Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
We have faith that future generations will know here in the middle of the 20th century, there came a time when men of goodwill found a way to unite and produce and fight to destroy the forces of ignorance and intolerance and slavery and war. And so FDR said that. It's kind of hard to improve on that. But I think we just want these kiddos to know that these were ordinary people who came together and they did extraordinary